Coins are more than just objects of trade, they are living fragments of civilization, each piece carrying the echoes of a people's identity, traditions, and historical journey. The coin before us, minted in 1998 and inscribed with the Hijri year 1419, belongs to the United Arab Emirates, a federation that was established in 1971 yet carries roots stretching deep into centuries of Arabian culture. The face of the coin bears the iconic image of a dala, the traditional Arabic coffee pot, symbolizing hospitality, unity, and respect, values that lie at the very heart of Emirati society. To fully appreciate this piece of currency, one must trace back the history of the UAE's economic transformation. Before the unification of the Emirates, this region used a patchwork of currencies such as the Indian rupee, the Qatari rial, and even the Maria Theresa thaler in trade with African and European merchants. It was only in 1973 that the UAE introduced the dirham, a name derived from the ancient Greek word drachma, a term that traveled through centuries of trade routes into the Islamic world. This newly unified currency reflected the sovereignty of a young nation eager to build a strong identity while also tying itself to the global economy by pegging the dirham to the US dollar. The 1 dirham coin soon became a staple of daily life, circulating in marketplaces, souks, and small shops, yet always carrying with it a cultural reminder that even in rapid modernization, tradition remains rooted in every transaction. Paragraph 2, Cultural Symbolism and Coffee Tradition, 1,000 words. At the heart of this coin's design is the dala, the curving, elegant coffee pot that represents a cultural ritual older than the Emirates itself. In the Arabian Peninsula, coffee, known as kawa, was never just a beverage but a statement of generosity and respect. From Bedouin tents in the desert to modern majlis gatherings in Abu Dhabi and Dubai, serving coffee has remained a ceremonial act of hospitality. The host pours the lightly roasted, cardamom-flavored drink into small finjan cups, always beginning with the guest of honor, and this ritual establishes bonds of trust and kinship. By engraving the dala on its coinage, the UAE communicates a powerful message: economic growth and global engagement may define the present, but cultural heritage defines the soul of the nation. For numismatists, this design is a perfect example of how coins embody national identity. Unlike abstract patterns or generic state emblems, the dala immediately tells a story of values, humility, honor, and togetherness. The Hijri year written on the coin reminds us of the Islamic calendar's significance, while the Gregorian date reflects the country's engagement with international systems. Together, they bridge two worlds, faith and modernity. The coin thus becomes a symbol not only of commerce but of cultural resilience, showing that even as the UAE built futuristic skyscrapers and entered Globa. Paragraph 4, Deep Historical Background, 1,000 words. To understand the significance of the UAE dirham, we must go back centuries before its official minting. The Arabian Peninsula has always been a hub of trade, long before the oil boom. The ancient caravans that passed through the deserts carried spices, pearls, and textiles, while coastal towns like Dubai and Sharjah thrived as trading ports. Currency during those times was not uniform, foreign coins circulated widely. The Maria Theresa thaler, an Austrian coin first struck in the 18th century, became one of the most dominant trade coins in the Gulf, Africa, and even India. Its wide acceptance stemmed from its trusted silver content, and it remained in circulation for more than a century. Alongside it, the Indian rupee dominated everyday transactions, especially since many Indian traders and laborers lived in the Gulf. When the British had influence over the region, the Gulf rupee was introduced, further cementing India's economic ties with the Emirates. This fragmented system meant that a clear national identity was missing in monetary terms. That changed in 1971, when the United Arab Emirates emerged as a federation. Just 2 years later, in 1973, the UAE dirham was introduced as a symbol of unity and sovereignty. The coin in question, minted in 1998, stands on the shoulders of this long history, representing not only a young nation but also centuries of trade networks that brought together cultures, languages, and economies. Thus, when one examines the 1 dirham coin, it is not merely about the year 1998 or the image of the coffee pot, it is also about an entire legacy of economic transformation, from silver thalers to rupees, to a strong, independent currency. Paragraph 5, Cultural Life, Traditions and Symbolism, 1,000 words. The Dala coffee pot engraved on the coin is a gateway into the cultural heartbeat of the Arab world. In Arab tradition, hospitality is sacred, and offering coffee is a ritual of trust and generosity. The act is carefully choreographed. The host stands while pouring, holding the dala high above the finjan cup to let the golden liquid flow in an elegant arc. The small cups are never filled to the brim, instead, they are poured lightly, symbolizing that the guest may always request more. Refusing a cup of coffee can be considered impolite, as it disrupts the cycle of welcome. The placement of the dala on the 1 dirham coin reflects the importance of these values. It reminds the Emirati people and everyone who touches the coin that wealth without hospitality means nothing. In a land that rapidly transformed from Bedouin tents to glittering skyscrapers, the dala remains an anchor to heritage. For example, in Bedouin life, travelers who arrived from long desert journeys were always offered dates and coffee before any conversation began. This tradition continues today, whether in a desert camp or a luxury hotel lobby. Beyond symbolism, the dala itself is a mas. Paragraph 7, Numismatic Evolution and Minting Techniques, 650 words. The story of the UAE dirham cannot be complete without understanding the art and science of minting itself. Each 1 dirham coin is the result of a meticulous process, combining metallurgy, precision engineering, and cultural symbolism. In earlier decades, the UAE coins were struck using cupronickel, a durable alloy resistant to corrosion in the hot and humid Gulf climate. Later, as the demand for mass circulation grew, nickel-plated steel became more common, ensuring that production remained economical without compromising durability. The weight, diameter, and thickness of the coin were carefully designed so that it would be distinct from other denominations, avoiding confusion in daily transactions. Collectors often point out that the 1 dirham coin of the late 1990s, including the 1998 issue, has a different feel in the hand compared to later issues, reflecting subtle changes in minting practices. The inscriptions on the coin also carry significant meaning. The Arabic script is carefully chosen to reflect traditional calligraphic styles, while the dual dating system, Hijri and Gregorian, reflects the bridging of heritage and global standards. The minting of UAE coins also reveals how a nation negotiates identity. Each curve, inscription, and metallic sheen reflects a balance between functionality and cultural pride. For numismatists, these small details, the precise arc of the dala spout, the proportionality of the Arabic numerals, or even the ridges on the coin's edge, transform an everyday object into a collectible treasure. In the world of coins, these design nuances matter immensely, because they provide insight into the priorities, technology, and artistry of the issuing nation. Paragraph 8, Comparisons with Regional Coinage, 650 words. To fully appreciate the uniqueness of the UAE's 1 dirham, it helps to compare it with coins from neighboring Gulf nations. For instance, the Saudi riyal coins often depict palm trees and swords, emphasizing strength, prosperity, and religious guardianship of the holy sites in Mecca and Medina. The Omani riyal coins, on the other hand, carry the iconic khanjar, traditional dagger, symbolizing courage and heritage. In Qatar, coins highlight maritime traditions, with designs featuring pearls and dhows, a reminder of the pearl diving economy before oil wealth transformed the region. Against this backdrop, the UAE's decision to feature the dala coffee pot is both unique and telling. Rather than emphasizing weaponry, religious power, or natural resources, the Emirati coin focuses on hospitality, a softer yet profoundly influential cultural value. This sets the UAE apart in its messaging. While its economy thrives on oil, trade, and tourism, the image it chooses to immortalize on its most used coin is not wealth or power, but generosity and welcome. For coin collectors, this creates a rich field of study. By analyzing Gulf currencies,